Hi everyone, so today we have a pretty quick video to talk about the new Uniball One Feel Modern Pop limited edition barrels. So I'll give you a brief overview of the Uniball One ink and just a little bit about this Uniball One Feel barrel and how it's different from the original. So let's talk about the ink first. So the Uniball One ink is marketed as a vibrant pigment ink with clear, bold lines your lines aren't going to smear or bleed. And it actually recently won the Guinness Book of World Records blackest gel ink. Pretty interesting. So this specially formulated ink, it looks bolder because it stays on top of the fibers of the paper rather than absorbing into the paper. They also claim, and by they I mean Mitsubishi Uni, claims that having a really bold ink like this helps with memory retention in students. So, I don't know, maybe even with the placebo effect, you could get this ink for a student, tell them it's going to help with their studies, and maybe just because you tell them that it will, I don't know. So that's about the ink, and a lot of you know that the Uniball One inks also they come in like a whole big color range, and they release limited edition ink colors regularly. When they do the Uniball One Feel bodies, like this Uniball One Feel Modern Pop, they're so far always coming standard with that black, super bold gel ink. So now let's get into this barrel a little bit more. So the Uniball One Feel has a metal tip. It's heavier on the bottom for a more like ergonomic write. So if I were to, let's see, compare it to like just like the standard Uniball One body, you can see no metal tip, just kind of a different body overall. Shape is the same, but it's got like a silicone grip versus just a smooth matte barrel. Clip though, very similar. They both have a really strong clip, which is great for grabbing onto binders or papers. The clip is great. So that's kind of a big difference, is this metal tip and the weightier bottom for the more ergonomic write. Now, the ink inside, like if you get the black Uniball One, is going to be the exact same ink as your Uniball One Feel. I find that because of the weight in the bottom, the Uniball One Feel will write, more bold. I think because of the weight in the bottom, maybe more ink is laid down, or it might have to do with just the way you're holding your pen. I'm not sure, but I far prefer the Uniball One Feel, even though the ink is the same. And so I often, when I have my Uniball One limited edition colors that I really like, I'll actually take them out and put them in a Uniball One Feel body, just because I like the way it writes so much better. Same ink is in if you're familiar with this newish, and I've done a whole video on this, I'll try to link it here in case you're like, what is that cute little thing? But this is the Uniball One Feel P, or the Uniball One Feel Petite, and it actually has the exact same refill inside of it, even though you look at it and you're like, it couldn't possibly. It does. So this is a similar option if you want a little bit thicker of a barrel. Some people say that's much more comfortable for them to write with. I actually prefer the thinner barrel myself. I think it just depends on your hand and your style of writing. Okay, so before we go too far off away from the Uniball One Feel Modern Pop, let's get back to talking about this specific barrel. So normally your Uniball One Feel comes with a silver metal clip. You can kind of see here. And what they've done with the Uniball One Feel Modern Pop is they've done colored clips, which is kind of fun. So we'll go over the clip colors and we're going over the barrel colors. But here in my hand is the color they're calling Carrot. It has a really cool like matte gray clip on it. This comes pre-filled with the 0.38 Uniball One ink. You can absolutely put the 0.5 refills inside of it. The tip size really does not matter. I get some people questioning that when I say that, but I just want to show you. The refill itself, the shape and size is what's going to matter to fit in the pen, whereas the actual tip size of the nose is not, going to make any difference at all when you're filling these particular barrels. So there's your Carrot with the 0.38 as the standard. Again, you're not limited to that. Now this one they're calling Cream, and it has a nice, how would I describe this? Like a pink brown clip. And maybe cocoa, maybe we'll call it cocoa clip. And that one's also a 0.38 as the standard inside of it. And we've got Mint with a, I guess I would call this a white clip. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but if I put it next to the Cream, I would say the clip is white. So you've got a Mint barrel with a white clip. This one also comes pre-filled with your 0.38 black Uniball One ink. Now these last two come pre-filled with the 0.5 Uniball One ink. This one is called Periwinkle, and it's got cream colored clip. Very pretty, kind of like pale lilac color. Periwinkle. I'll put it next to these three in case you have a couple of those and you can kind of see the color differences there. Okay, and then finally we have the Indigo, which again comes pre-filled with 0.5 and has a matte light gray clip. So we'll put those together for you. So those are the 5 limited editions available in the Uniball One Pop series right now. And don't forget that you totally can refill with the, limited edition Uniball One colors that you might have purchased like this inside your Uniball One Feel barrel. And if you have both at home and you haven't tried it yet, I would definitely recommend trying it because I do think you might like the way the Uniball One Feel lays that color down a little bit better just because of that weighted bottom. All right, let's swatch these two tip sizes for you. For anyone who's not familiar, I'll zoom way in here. Okay, and we'll swatch both the 0.38. So you can see this beautiful bold ink that has won Guinness Book of World Records title. They're really nice to write with. And then here is the 0.5 for you. Okay. All right, well, if anybody has any questions for me, per usual, please comment below and I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.